Okay.
Yeah. Everybody,
Yes,
any
sir.
questions?
Your thoughts?
Well, here are my thoughts. Obviously, we now have a chance to produce witnesses and put witnesses in a courtroom with a judge. There'll be a defense attorney present to present evidence. A grand jury proceeding is a one-sided event. By that I mean there's no defense attorney in there. Defense attorneys do not get to put on witnesses. The AG does not have to call any witnesses I request. There's no judge there to rule on any evidentiary matters at this point. So we now, I guess, making lemonade out of this lemon situation, which we're very unhappy with right now, we'll get a chance to put on witnesses. We have at least a dozen witnesses and 2 computer experts that will be testifying before the court with the jury. And they'll have a defense attorney there to argue the case, to examine the state's witnesses at this point, to impeach the state's witnesses, and of course a judge will be there at all times to make sure that the process is according to law.
22 counts. Are you surprised by that?
I really, I'm amazed at some of the counts, folks. We have evidence that will discount those counts almost immediately. Unfortunately, I can't testify as to the grand jury proceedings. I'm barred at this point. All I can do is comment there was no judge present, there was no defense attorney to call witnesses or to cross-examine witnesses, and now we get a chance to put on witnesses in public and cross-examine the state's case.
Prosecutors called this an abuse of office crime spree. Was this a crime spree by Dave Peralta, Martin?
I don't think so, not at all. In fact, that's why we have 2 forensic experts coming to show exactly what went on. His actions in dismissing, I think y'all have 2 affidavits, folks. Take a good look at the facts in there. We've got exhibits that go with those affidavits at this point that you'll see exactly with respect to the, you want to call it firing of Jeff Brannon and Mr. Bourgeois, Donnie Bourgeois. It was for just cause. In fact, had he not taken action in those cases, then he would have been accused of malpractice for not moving on it. Look at the reasons they were released. It was not because there were witnesses against him. It was because there was good cause. And I think if you look at it, the events of July 4th, where his absence and dereliction caused great concern for the security and safety of this parish. His actions in the past exposed the server for this parish to international terrorists if they wanted action. He took appropriate action. He called in the FBI when this was first discovered. There's reports coming on that, and I anticipate that he will be cleared. These 2 guys were released for good cause, under the law.
This is the 4th indictment, 3 of which now still stand for Mr. Peralta. Is he going to remain parish president, or should he resign?
Yes, absolutely. Listen, this man has spent over 30 years in law enforcement, and in fact, when the facts come out, you're going to see that this whole investigation started because of his complaints to the AG about Mr. Tafaro. 80 receipts involving theft at this point, felony theft, that were discarded. It is also, you'll find out there's at least 3 other investigations that he has started involving theft. Mr. Donnie Bourgeois has been paid $340,000 of money by this parish. He has never justified his hours for that money. Once it's justified, this parish will get well over $300,000 from FEMA. But Mr. Donnie Bourgeois, despite numerous requests, has never done the paperwork. And we question as to whether he committed payroll fraud.
What's next?
Next, okay. He's going to be out of jail in about an hour. At this point, he's going to carry on, and he's going to continue to run the parish. I think if you look at the things that he's accomplished at this point, he's done a great deal of good. Unfortunately, this thing got twisted around a domestic matter where his former wife was not happy with the amount of her settlement, and it's blown into this situation.
We're hearing that the parish council is going to be calling for his resignation at tonight's parish council meeting.
And he suggests they resign first. He suggested that. He has sued them. We got a suit pending. Judge Purpura will be our judge, and yeah, they should go first.
And he'll be at the meeting tonight. He'll bond out in time to get to the meeting?
He will be out for sure. I'm not sure exactly what he's going to do tonight, but I know he'll be there, or someone will be there to suggest to the council members who violated the parish charter. You guys can get a copy of our lawsuit that's been filed. Read it. It's detailed. It's got an affidavit that supports it. And I encourage you to look at the double affidavits we have today, as well as the attachments, which include at least 2 expert reports.
Sir,
Will
just
you
so-
be at the meeting tonight?
I can't say where I'm going to be tonight, and I got a few things we need to do. Right now, I need to go get a copy of some documentation, and I will be seeing Mr. Peralta shortly to see that he's released.
Sir, just the spelling of your first name and last